speeches. Thank you very much, Paramjit, our sir and Zoom master. Before we go to the next speaker, guests, thank you for being here still. Thank you for being with our club and on our celebration. Now I see that on the dashboard we have 60 members, 60 guests and members in the audience. If you've arrived recently, there's a guest book link. Leya, if you can please post the guest book link again for the people who've just arrived or people who are now thinking, oh yes, I must sign in the guest book and give a review or ask for whatever you need to ask us or indicate an interest in membership. So the link will be posted from in the chat on a regular basis going forward. Our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, is also a charter member of Leadership Speak. And that is Vinod Panicker. We'll wait for him to be. There you go. Hey, Vinod, how are you?
Hi, Brahm, top of the world.
Amazing. And you joined right on the day when you came for on February the 5th. You put down your money and said, I want to be part of this club. Now, where are you situated?
I'm speaking from Dubai currently.
Dubai. But originally you are from southern India, I believe, right? And
India, yeah.
Southern India. Good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. His evaluator is going to be Jyothi Thomas. So let's hear from Jyothi. If you can bring Jyothi here. Hey, Jyothi, how are you?
Couldn't be better. Excellent.
And where are you speaking from?
I'm logging in from Chennai, India. A warm place, and I'm sure you want to be here.
So it's Canada, Dubai, Chennai, truly global. Jyothi, tell us what Vinod is going to be doing today.
Thank you very much, DTM Brahm. And hello, Toastmasters and guests. Today is a momentous day, celebrating the 3rd year, and what a befitting speech for Toastmaster Vinod Panicker. He will be presenting from Presentation Mastery. The purpose of his speech is clearly to define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. Toastmaster Vinod will share a time when he was a protege and give the impact and importance of having a mentor. Toastmaster Vinod, everyone needs more than one. Everyone needs more than one.
I will introduce that.
Thank you and all the very best.
Thank you, Jyothi, for telling us what you'll be looking out for Vinod's speech. And thank you for taking the role on at the last minute. So Vinod Panicker, everyone needs more than one. Everyone needs more than one Vinod Panicker.
Once, a 4-year-old child was walking with his father. And the father said to his son, Son, look at the moon. The 4-year child had never seen the moon before. So the son looks at his father, looks at the fingertip, and then looks at the moon. The second day, the same thing happens. The father says to the child, Son, look at the moon. This time, the son does not look at his father or does not look at the fingertip. The son directly looks at the sky and the moon. Toastmasters and guests, mentors are like those person who show us the moon. And once we see that, they go away. This is what my mentor had told me, DTM VP Menon, that train someone for something. And when they are trained, don't interfere in their life. Just stay back and let them mentor someone else. On this momentous occasion, let me share how some of the mentors have helped me groom. Now, I joined Toastmasters in 2015. In 2016, I took my first leadership role at the club level, VP membership. Our club had only 12 members. In 1 year, We got to 45, but it was not that easy for me. You see, I am a very introvert person. Professionally, I am in sales, but I had some challenges talking with lady guests in my club. So, whenever there were too many lady guests in our club, I used to just say hi, but never get engaged with them. Our club mentor, DTM Saira Ranj, observed this. And one day, she held my hand, took me to the guest, and for 15 minutes, she didn't leave my hand. She said, Vinod, you are going nowhere. Talk to this guest. And that day, we were able to convert three of the guests to members. And after that, it was one day where she had to hold my hand. And today, when there is a meeting, even today, members come and hold my hand. But it is to tell, please let the guest go home. They have to go and sleep. So, this is what my mentors have taught me. They observed that keen observation that she had over the period of 3 or 4 meetings and understood that I needed some help, and she helped me. The second mentor who shaped me and my life in Toastmasters. Now, before that, I need to tell something. I was not a very fond member of leadership in Toastmasters. I used to say people who don't have anything better to do in life become leaders in Toastmasters. And I used to say this everywhere, wherever I used to give speech. But this person changed my perspective and my life in Toastmasters. That was DTM Uma Radhakrishnan. She was the chief ambassador for 2 districts when Pathways was launched, and it encompassed 5 countries. And I had to travel with her to give Pathways session. And during those times, the way she conducted herself, the way she walked, the way she talked, and always speaking positively about Toastmaster. And I used to look at her, how can someone say so much positive when you have to give so much time? And she said, Vinod, you wear the VP membership. You have seen so much members growing. How can't you not do that? It was only because of her that I took on the role of division leader. The third was DTM Mohammad Murad, our past international president. I was attending a club officer training during our COT. And DTM Mohammad Murad said something which has remained with me even till date and will be there forever. And that was, he said, as a president, your club success will be measured 3 years later, not today. What you do today as a president, and if your club fails next year, you were not a good president. So, Brent and Brahm, you have done an amazing job. So, the thing that, because it was a time when I was starting to believe in the leadership of Toastmaster, and this message I received at the right time. And after I became the division director, the next 3 division directors were from my home club. Not only that, this year, our 3 district trio, out of the 3, 2 of them were the area directors when I was a division director. In our home club, even today when there is election, at least 3 members are standing for the role of president. That is a culture that I was able to build because I heard something at the right time. Now, DTM Saira, DTM Uma, DTM Muhammad Murad have showed me the moon, but it was in leadership speak in 2022 when I joined that I truly realized that not only everyone needs more than one mentor in life, but in this club, everybody is a mentor. They come with a lot of experience, a lot of perspective. And when we talk with each other, when we connect in our one-to-one meetings, it's like a fountain of knowledge exploding. We can learn from this club. And what Brahm had mentioned, every week, 4 hours of mentoring session. I don't think this is done in any other club in the world. So that is one of the reason I am still in leadership speak. that everyone needs more than one, and everyone in this club is a mentor. And I believe this club has just started to scratch the surface of greatness. We are just getting together, and after 3 years, Toastmasters International will be following what will happen in this club. I personally believe we will be delivering a lot of leaders to the other countries, to other parts of the world. So, my dear guest, if you want to be mentored 4 hours a week, and if you are serious about leadership speak on this momentous occasion, join us. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you. Thank you, Vinod. Now, I have a question for you, Vinod. You already told us why you are in Leadership Speak, which was going to be my question initially. So now the question is, we have a box of chocolates with 300 pieces in it. What are the competencies you are learning at Leadership Speak?
All of them, because all these 300 competencies come from 5 core competencies: public speaking, confidence, interpersonal relationships, strategic management, and management. So,
Wow.
strategic leadership and management. So, I have given more than 200 pathways presentation, Brahm. So, it is like, tuck, 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 it will come out. We learn everything in Toastmasters. And the most important thing is, Alfred Adler had once said, all problems in our life are relationship problem, interpersonal problems. When you have members from 29, 30 countries and you have to interact with them, that is one skill that keeps on developing interpersonal relationships. Right. So I'm looking forward for that.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Yes, it is really how we uplift and inspire and connect with the other members that is creating a strong community and a strong culture, a strong community. We consider ourselves as a team. We are not individuals coming and doing a role, playing a role, doing a speech that you can do in any community club, right? Anywhere. But if we are an advanced club, so we are really focusing on certain other core competencies of connection, community as well, which is part of leadership development.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vinod. Now we will move on to our second speaker. Let's see if my technology is working. It is. And it's our Vice President of Membership, Leya Musunga. Leya, how are you doing once more? And thank you for posting that link.
I'm all right.
We have quite a number of guests sign in, and we are waiting for other members and guests to sign in. Do you have a word for our guests right now? I know I surprised you, right? You were going to say that right now. Go ahead and tell us our guests something.
You want to, for our guests, I would definitely say if you want to elevate your Toastmasters journey and want to discover more about Toastmasters, Leadership Speak is the place to be. You can just see so far from all that is happening. If you want to accelerate your growth, I would say please join us.
Wonderful. And I would like to call on Nokaven Kosi, who is all the way from South Africa, as our evaluator. Hi, Nokawe. How are you? Nokawe? I think she's frozen. A little bit of a technology blip there, ladies and gentlemen. So while we are sorting that out with hey, there you go. Hey, she's back. Hey, Nokawe. How are you?
Hi, I'm Brahm. I'm good, and how are you?
Very good, very good. Now, what city are you from in South Africa?
I'm from Nelspruit in the Mpumalanga province.
And how far is that from Leya, who's in Botswana?
I think about plus minus 800 k's away.
Wow.
I think so, yeah.
Compared to a few thousand between you and me, Nokawe, 800 kilometers is like neighborhood, right?
Yeah, you do.
Well, tell us what Leya is going to do today.
Okay, the objective of Leya's project is for her to deliver a speech on any topic, and she will need to receive a feedback that she can apply to the second speech. And what she has requested me to look on is her body movement, because so many times she's been told that she keeps on standing in one spot. And she also requested that I concentrate on her Zoom presence. Thank you so much. All the best, Leya.
So, ladies and gentlemen, and guests and everyone else, so let's watch Leya if what she's requested that she's able to perform, and Leya will then give her an evaluation at the end. Thank you, Leya. Sorry, Nokawe. Nokawe will give the evaluation. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Leya Musunga. Get into action. Get into action, Leya Musunga.
When you are faced with a challenge or goal that you want to achieve, are you the person who gets into action or you procrastinate? Good evening or good day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. A few years ago, I found myself in a situation where I had to get into action. A friend of mine had invited me for a 5K fun run. I thought 5 kilometers, that should be simple. I just showed up to the race and thought I was ready to go. After the said go, I started off on my race. After 20 minutes, I felt pain on my side. After 30 minutes, my legs were saying, stop, stop, we can't go on. Almost 1.5 hours later, I crossed the finish line and I thought I was going to die. One thing I realized about the run was that I kept seeing people who were way older than me. You know the people I'm talking about with some wisdom hair passing me. And I thought, I am young. How could I not run this race? It was at that point I knew I had to get into action. I needed to get into better physical health. I quickly decided I needed to start training. That meant I had to get someone to help me to train. Got ready. 3 times a week, I would run with my friend. And on a Saturday, we would try and do a longer run. She then challenged me to take part in the upcoming 10-kilometer run. I barely made it in 5 kilometers. How was I going to do it in 10? But it was a challenge I was willing to undertake. When the race finally arrived, as I stood at the start line, I knew I had to focus on my breathing, and I knew I had to maintain my pace. 1 hour, 10 minutes later, I crossed the finish line, and I was elated that I was able to run all the way. And when I finished, I didn't feel the pain on my side, and my feet had not told me to stop running. Fellow Toastmasters, guests, when we face challenges or goals that we're trying to achieve, we sometimes think it is not possible. 3 lessons I learned from that time. Number 1, you need to take action which is consistent. Training 3 times a week plus an extended run on a Saturday ensured that I was able to be fit. Aristotle once said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Second lesson that I learned: use action to overcome fear. I'm sure I can ask you all the acronym for fear that we are all familiar with. I'm sure a lot of you could share it in the chat. Normally we say, what is fear? False evidence appearing real. Being challenged to run in a 10K, I was faced with fear. But as Ellen Roosevelt once said, you gain strength, courage, confidence by experience in what you really stop to, when you really stop to look fear in the face. Third lesson that I learned is to focus on the present. At the start line, I only had to focus on my breathing and ensuring I maintained my pace. One shouldn't get caught up in what has happened in the past or start worrying about what will happen in the future. Focus on the present. We are now in February of 2025. I'm sure there are some goals or challenges that you have set for yourself. Maybe you want to become a better speaker. You want to become a better leader. You want to do better at your job. Now is the time to get into action. As that old Chinese proverb says, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Are you ready to get into action? Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day.
I am ready. I am ready to get into action, Leya. Wonderful. You know, we heard from past President, distinguished Morag Matheson, 300 competences. There's this box of chocolates. What's your gift so far in Leadership Speak?
For me, I would say it's the confidence to be able to present speeches and basically get feedback from people from many different countries. So you get to grasp something very different from someone maybe who lives in India or someone who lives in France. So it's just that diversity that I get from the feedback, which I then also get to apply in my home club here in Habaroni.
Amazing. So it is the vast amount of experience and backgrounds that you enjoy at Leadership Speak. Thank you, Leya. And of course, I have stopped running. I better take up running, you know. I used to run 5 kilometers every Saturday with the hip park run that we do over here. Now I'm at Leadership Speak instead on Saturdays. But I do run on treadmill in the gym once in a while, which isn't the same as running outside. I think I'll take that up sometime. Thank you, Leya.
All right.
Our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to invite to the screen here. Of course, speaker number 3 had dropped off, so we will miss that one. He had to leave to go to an emergency for his family, so Baron won't be speaking today, and he's not on the agenda. We had amended the agenda, but not my slide. So now this is the third speaker, and it gives me great pleasure to invite distinguished Toastmaster Rozy Rana to the screen. And while we are finding her to spotlight her, Rozy Rana is the past district director, Medalist Distinguished District Director from District 114. She has a president's citation. We're still waiting for her to be spotlighted. Rozy, do you have your video on?
It says the host has not allowed me to switch it on. I don't quite know why. It was on.
Paramjit, can you fix that, please? And allow that to happen.
Thanks, Brahm.
So technical difficulties, as you know, from time to time, things do happen like that. Not a problem. We'll fix that in a second. In the meantime, and of course, Paramjit, what's happening? If I can have a report from you about that. But there we go. Wonderful.
Yeah, we're there.
Rozy, Rana. So as I was saying, distinguished Toastmaster from District 114, Smedley's distinguished past district director, Smedley's distinguished director, of course, President Citation as well from Toastmasters International. She is the managing director of Dorman's Coffee in Nairobi, Kenya. I am from Kenya, by the way. And she's got a PhD in business management. So she's got a lot of huge designations, and yet she's a member of Leadership Speak because we enjoy great friendship.
Mhm.
I will ask her evaluator, Deborah Walker, to come and tell us what Rose is going to be doing today.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to our next speaker, Rozy Rana. Rozy is working on the Dynamic Leadership Path, Level 3. The project is Inspire Your Audience, where she will present a topic with the intent of inspiring all of you today. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Now, Deborah, where are you speaking from today?
I am from Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada.
And you had to get up very early in the morning to get here.
In the winter time, it is dark, it is cold, we have so much snow. I
Yes.
barely make it in time in the winter, to be honest. I just want to hibernate like a bear and put a sign out the door saying, wake me up when spring comes. I'm not loving the cold and the dark. We've had a very cold week here, and it's supposed to be -40 this coming week. Brutal. It's just brutal.
Let's find an in between, Deborah. It's so hot here. Let's just find that in between for both of us.
Yes, very, very much.
So we'll bring the air from Nairobi to Calgary and mix it up for you.
That would be great. I would love that.
Or Deborah, come to the east, Ontario, Canada, where it's -10 only.
Well, my husband's there right now. He was
Oh,
there in
yes.
Toronto for a work trip, and his flight got canceled yesterday. So he's hoping to get a noon flight to Winnipeg today and then drive 5 hours home. So we're hoping he gets out because another storm is due to hit 10 minutes after his flight is due to depart. So we're keeping our fingers crossed he gets home.
Yes, it is. It's been snowing quite a bit past couple of days here. There's a lull right now. So, all right. So with that, Rozy, welcome, and Rozy Rana, distinguished Toastmaster Rozy Rana, from Burnout to Breakthrough, Rozy Rana.
John F. Kennedy said, every accomplishment starts with a decision to try. Let me take you back in time, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen. I joined Toastmasters in 2005. Young, eager, really enthusiastic, and I jumped all in. Speech after speech, project after project. As that progressed, it was about leadership, took on every role, started mentoring and sponsoring members, started mentoring and sponsoring clubs. Before I knew it, I was attending conventions. I ended up chartering some of the first clubs in neighboring countries. I was the first Toastmasters in my region to attain a distinguished Toastmaster. I won contests. I did it all. I then even tried my hand at an international position. This campaign was when I hit a wall. I wasn't successful. I started experiencing a sudden level of exhaustion. I was feeling all drained. And it struck me then that in my relentless pursuit to expand Toastmasters in the region, to go further and further and further, didn't have another life. I had neglected friends, family, my work. I was suddenly lost how to pick up the pieces, and it struck me, it's time to slow down. It's time to pull away. I have to stop. I really must stop, I said to myself. And this was when, dear friends, that my very good friend, Brahm Memone, calls me up and says, Rozy, I have this club that I have sponsored and chartered, Leadership Speak. I'd like you to join. No, Brahm, I'm burnt out. Enough of Toastmasters. Rozy, okay, I hear you, I understand. How about this? I have this project. It's an icebreaker challenge. What I really want is just you to deliver your icebreaker. I'm trying to have 10 speakers from different nations to deliver their icebreaker. Now, how do I say no to Brahm? Okay, fine, I'll do it, Brahm, I said. I stepped up. I had completely forgotten that thrill of stepping up, that excitement, you know, when you are almost a newbie and then you deliver your icebreaker. I got that high and I was back again. The passion. I was all fired up. The spark was ignited. Needless to say, immediately after that, when Brahm asked me, so Rozy, will you join? I was in. Dear friends, fellow Toastmasters, have you been a member for a while, and especially guests, and found yourself deciding just to slow down, take a back seat, stop doing the number of projects that you were doing? Well, if you have been in that position, trust me, it's at Leadership Speak that you can reignite that spark, because it is important you do. You should not shortchange yourself and sit back, because if you do, you're shortchanging your growth. Beyond that, I'm going to give you 3 very good reasons that Leadership Speak is that exceptional club that you must join. And what better day for me to invite you than our momentous occasion, the 3rd anniversary. First, as I said, the growth. If a wise man said, if you want to do anything, surround yourself by 5 people that are in that space. And here, there's a space of growth. You don't sit back here. There are so many clubs, a leadership education speak, a toast, a thought of the day, the regular speeches, the regular evaluations, general evaluator, a sergeant at arms, a greeter. Where do you hear that? And then mentors. You heard about the times we meet, the different occasions. Not only that, we have experts among us. Parliamentarian extraordinaire, Tony. Brahm, coach in critical thinking. Sandra, queen of straight talk. Jyothi, our contest queen and uplifter. Humor master, you name it. You will grow by observing, but by also participating. Secondly, my dear friends, it is our community. We learn, as Ralph Smedley said, in moments of fun. We are such an international community. We celebrate Halloween, Men in Black, International Women's Day. We are always doing something or the other that is celebrating. The cultural intelligence that you get from this is to another level. And third is the power of focus. Some clubs are about public speaking. Others are about networking. Here at Leadership Speak, we shape leaders. Our themes, cultural intelligence, leading with empathy, understanding how to lead with the right qualities. Everything exposes you to growing and elevating your leadership skills. My dear friends, my dear guests who are here today, Do you want to grow? Do you want to be inspired by an international community? Do you want to have that leadership growth? What are you waiting for? It is here that you will be challenged, but you will be supported. You will be inspired, and best of all, you will be elevated and cheered as you grow. Don't wait anymore. Join us at Leadership Speak. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Rosie, after your presentation, I don't think we need to promote this club anymore. Leya, now that Rosie has spoken, Leya, can you post that link for the guests to sign in if they want to be a member? They can indicate an interest in that guest book as well. So Leya will shortly post that link again for our guests. Rosie, you normally live in Nairobi, but where are you today?
Today I'm at the coast in Mombasa, and you can see I can't keep my hair. It's all falling. It's so hot. It's sweaty. But here I am with you, the coast.
I know, right? You said that you were going to be on vacation. You didn't want to speak. You actually canceled that your speech for today because you were with some guests. And yet, again, once more, here you are.
That's Brahm for you. Stretches me, makes me. But that's the whole thing about Leadership Speak. Thank you.
So thank you for coming and speaking while on your vacation. And Mombasa, yes, I was born in Mombasa. Miles and miles of sandy beaches, right? Wonderful golden beaches and amazing things that over there.
That's
People
true.
love
Come
to be
back, Brahm. Come and visit.
I think it's time I did a visit back to Kenya. All my folks are in Kenya, as you know. So Rosie, and you've told us a lot about what Leadership Speak is about, but what's that one gem of a gift that you get from Leadership Speak?
I would say the focus that I was talking about, because we're so focused on not only elevating ourselves, but elevating one another as leaders. You know, we cheer everyone. I mean, we are always happy to see growth. I mean, there are so many examples that I have observed just in this 2.5 years that I have been a member. And if you had, you know, that movie of before and after, you see transformation. And I think just seeing others transforming gives you a sense of just happiness, a sense of fulfillment. Yeah. And I think that's the best thing about Leadership Speak. We are all growing and lifting one another.
Wonderful. Rosie, thank you so much for coming today on your
Thank you, Brahm.
And I hope your guest is okay with that, right?
I'm not so sure about that, but that I'll go and deal with later.
Well, they're probably having a drink at the bar right now.
Hope so. Thanks.
Thank you, Rosie. Take care.
Thanks, Brahm.
Before I go on, we are going to, of course, go into the next phase of our meeting. But before I do, I'd like to call on somebody who's been working silently behind the scenes, which is our Zoom master, Irene Sadia. Irene, if you can spotlight yourself. And there you go. All those people are coming and going on the screen and everything happening. This is what Irene is doing. A totally silent role, a functionary role, but a very important role. A Zoom master needs to know the whole technology of how Zoom works and when to spotlight, when not to spotlight, who to put on the screen, who not to put on the screen. It's all part of our culture of how we use technology. Right? Irene, how are you finding your job today?
I think it's become easier for me because I have learned from some really great giants in this club.
Now, this box of chocolates, the gift. What's your gift? That one gift that you have from Leadership Speak.
Okay, as you have said, I am comfortable working in the background. And one of the things that was such a challenge for me, even as I came to Toastmasters, I don't know how I wanted to grow, yet I did not want to deliver speeches, did not want to be Toastmaster of the day. But I was invited to this club And I just came to watch and walk away. But like every guest has been encouraged to fill out the guest book. I filled out the guest book because I was so in awe of what I had seen, the excellence, the speeches, everything for me was great. So why have I stayed? Because they are people who are really gifted in this club. And every time I reached out to them, I have seen you do this well. Would you show me? Would you direct me? Would you give me tips? Not a single one refused. Every single one responded. And so I have gotten a cheat sheet to excellence. They have given me their many years that they have worked on this and given it to me in a few tips, in a few steps. So that's why I stay. And as I become better, then I am also giving back in this club and in other spaces that I'm in. So that's why I stay.
That's amazing. So you're getting a lot from Leadership Speak on your journey. Irene, thank you so much. Thank you for being a silent functionary in this meeting today. All the best. And now, Irene, I'd like you to spotlight for me our charter member, Ray Rivero, with me. So Brahm and Ray Rivero. And yeah, don't forget to spotlight me. And Ray, technology will sort itself out, so we'll wait for. Hey Ray, are you there? I think he's left his desk for a moment. So we'll call Ray a bit later on. I think he's just gone for his coffee or something. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll move on to the next piece of our meeting, which is, if I will ask the Zoom master to launch the vote, the poll for the most effective speaker, and the timer's report in the chat. Madam Timer, Marie, if you can put the report in this and launch the poll. So we'll wait for the poll to be launched before I move forward. There you go. So there's punch. The poll has been launched. While you are voting for the most effective speaker, and as you will see on there that Tony Bratschitsch is also there when he delivered the toast, because the toast is actually a level 3 presentation. That is the reason why he's on the poll there. It's a level 3 social speech. And that's what Tony was doing as well. Okay. So vote for your speaker. And while you're doing that, I will like to call our general evaluator, who's been watching us from the sky on our satellite dish. So let's see if she can come and tell us a few things about how we did. And she's got a team of members to help her as well. Aswathy, I would like to say this about Aswathy, by the way. She's the club growth director in District 120. She's been in this club for 2.5 years. I first met Aswathy in 2022, I think in June. I was doing a project. Now the project was to have more than 1,000 people at an event. That was my DTM project. And we didn't have a PR person that could help me with it. And we called out to the Toastmasters world, all over the world. And Aswathy said, put up her hand, and she said, I will do it. She wasn't a member. She had never met me. And we started to work together. And we've been working together ever since. She's since then received her Distinguished Toastmasters designation just a few months back, or about a year ago. She'll tell us a bit more. And of course, she's a PhD in zoology, so she knows how to tame animals. I don't know if she knows how to tame Toastmasters, though we don't need training, but training we do. With that, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Distinguished Toastmaster Club Growth Director, Aswathy Rajan.
Thank you so much, Distinguished Toastmaster Brahm, for that beautiful introduction. Hello, everyone. Today, I'm the General Evaluator for this special meeting on this momentous occasion. And evaluations are the backbone of our meetings. We evaluate everything. Every single element of the meeting will be evaluated today. And to start with, let me call the first evaluator who will be evaluating the toast. Toast was given by distinguished Toastmaster Tony Bratschitsch, and the evaluator is Toastmaster John Ojeifo. Toastmaster John is a very warm person who joined Toastmasters in 2016 and has a membership in Leadership Speak for a year now. Over to you, John, for evaluation of the toast.
Madam General Evaluator, guests, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Tony, congratulations on proposing an effective and heartfelt toast. It was a persuasive and inspiring tribute to 3 years of leadership excellence of our Leadership Speak. My feedback will cover the opening, structure, and delivery of your speech. From the very first start, you engaged us with a passionate and enthusiastic tone. You captured our attention with an effective opening, proposing a toast to 3 years of leadership excellence, followed by a question: what does it mean to you and to us? You maintained a warm and genuine tone throughout. Your speech was clear and well-structured, making it easy to follow. Your reflection on this club's growth and achievements were not only well-structured, but also filled with sincere and inspiration. The use of your personal story of what you observed yesterday, the quote from Helen Keller's quote, and the message that we lead to succeed within and outside our club and outside Toastmasters resonated very well with me, and it added a nice touch, making the toast both meaningful and impactful. Your delivery was confident with strong vocal variety and effective pacing that kept me engaged. You paused for emphasis at the moments that heightened the emotional connection even more. However, it seemed to me that you were seated while delivering this toast. I will ask you to please consider to deliver your toast next time standing, because it will enhance the effectiveness. In summary, your toast was an excellent celebration of our leadership and community. It left me feeling proud, motivated, and excited for the future of our club. Consider standing up when proposing a toast. Thank you for this excellent toast. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster John Ojeifo, for that perfect evaluation for the perfect toast of the day. Though it was a short speech, you very well dissected the speech into 3 parts: the opening, body, and conclusion. And that's what I liked in your evaluation. And the highlight of the toast was the personal story, beautifully weaved. And I'm glad that you highlighted that. And the suggestion, which was very well brought up, if the speaker would have stood and raised the toast, I think it would have added a great impact altogether. So thank you so much, Toastmaster John. Moving on to the next evaluator, who is Toastmaster Guerdah Felix, who will be evaluating the Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Brahm Memone. Toastmaster Guerdah Felix is an active listener. She is the Pathways Chair of District 86. And I'm sorry, she is the distinguished Toastmaster Guerdah Felix. Over to you, DTM Guerdah.
To prepare a meeting of such momentous occasion takes a lot of preparation. not only preparation, but great vision. Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests, and especially Brahm. Brahm excelled at great preparation, a preparation that started over 3 weeks ago. Brahm kept constant communication on WhatsApp, even communicated with me during the meeting of how many guests signed the guest book and shared they want to join. Every little step at the meeting and behind, Brahm is in control. He excelled at sharing the history of leadership speak, because after all, we are here to celebrate the club. He asked very early on for the guest book to be shared in the chat. And he also explained what is done in the club. Welcomed our guest speaker even before introducing her later on. Those are points of excellence. What I would like to recommend, and for me, sometimes I felt there was some hesitation before introducing some speakers. For example, I hear, well, before the introduction. And my other recommendation is about the applause after each speech. Invite the audience to applaud the speakers as giving them their flowers after they have spoken. What I feel that Brahm excelled even better at is the connection that he had with each speaker and role takers as he was speaking to them. I felt that was top notch. In summary, for such a momentous meeting, it takes a lot of preparation. And Brahm has excelled in everything from before to now. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Guerdah, for that wonderful evaluation. You actually touched every single point that I was also thinking. Amazing evaluation. And what a great introduction. Same as the Toastmaster of the day started with the power pack energy. And what a way to let the world know about Leadership Speak and why Leadership Speak is a club for leaders, the story of the journey so far. It was beautifully told. And one thing which our evaluator did not mention, and it was about the background, the animations. That was amazing as always. It actually captivated the audience, and it was well synced with whatever you were speaking, the introductions. And the best part that I loved was how the Toastmaster of the day made sure that every role player gets the spotlight, the timer, the silent role players, the Zoom master, and you had a small chit chat with them. And the best part was the interaction with the speakers before the speech and after the speech. And that actually established and portrayed that connection you had with each and every member that our evaluator already mentioned. Thank you for that great presentation. Now moving on to the speeches. So our very first speech was by Toastmaster Vinod Panicker. And today, to evaluate his speech, we have an amazing person with an infectious smile. She is a dual club member in District 120 and here in Leadership Speak. And my dear friends, she has completed all 11 parts with a deep desire to keep learning. So with that introduction, let me welcome Toastmaster Jyothi Thomas to evaluate Toastmaster Vinod Panicker's speech.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. On this momentous day for me to have this particular moment to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Vinod. Congratulations, Toastmaster Vinod. First, you wanted to know your audience connect, and did you leave the guests with the want to know why you're here and about mentorship? Bingo, you did that. So in terms of the purpose of the project was fulfilled. What did I like? Your opening, you spoke about the moon, the child, and the father. I don't know, that story went a little long, but I connected it as moon is far away, and you connected it to a mentor's purpose, how you brought the moon down to the earth and said the moon is all around. And so truly said, at Leadership Speak, look at the screen. We have moon all over, bright. So I think that was very well put across. You moved on to your personal story, which is very important for this particular speech, where you spoke about, I counted 4 mentors. You spoke about BP Menon, and you spoke about Sarah, you spoke about Mohammad Murad, Umar Radhakrishnan. It went on 4, but you said significant changes. And Toastmaster Vinod, for the first time, I saw a serious Vinod come up with humor, holding on to the lady's hand and not letting them go. I've never seen that side of the humor coming in. And congratulations on that, because the lighter note always brings in to say how you broke through it. The transition of you using from 2015 to the current 2022 Leadership Speak. That was very good, because you had a particular word you didn't use earlier, was the culture at Leadership Speak when you entered at 2022 was important. Framing was good. You put yourself right there. You were very clear to the audience. What will be my recommendation? No, something more, everybody needs more, you said, is critically thinking. I would have loved to know, where do you think, did you ever ask any of your mentor something, a challenging question, and how did that mentor guide you to handle different situations? That would have been very good, because you are a senior member, a charter member of this club, and that would have helped the members, the new members listening to us here. Overall, I think you covered all the details that is necessary as to why Toastmaster, how does Toastmaster envision mentorship? You got that. The culture, the reference to the mentorship program here every week was a very strong point in terms of a recall, where you said no other club does it. And I think that's a very strong point, which not many would have even thought about it. So overall, you had very compelling story. Opening was great. You spoke about the culture of this club and how it moved you from point A to point B, and today standing tall. I think that was a very well delivered speech. Congratulations, and over to the General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyothi Thomas, for that evaluation, great evaluation. And one thing which I would love to add here is to comment on the Zoom presence today Toastmaster Vinod Panicker was having. His background was all clear, clean, and he stood at the center of the stage. He was standing and delivering the speech. That actually had a great impact. And what an amazing body language, your hand gestures. But I could see only the small part of your body, the over your head. I could see a lot of space. So I wish we could see more of it, so that your hand gestures are even more clear to us. So that's the only thing which I felt when I saw your speech, Toastmaster Vinod. So thank you so much. And now moving on to the next speech evaluator. For the speaker, Leya Musunga. And to evaluate her, today we have Toastmaster Nokawe Nkosi. She is a self-development leader and a club coach, division director, a board member, and an environmentalist by profession. And she always enjoys the challenges in her way that makes her grow. Toastmaster Nokawe Nkosi, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Madam Evaluator. Toastmaster Leya, you have excelled in delivering your momentous speech at this momentous occasion. Your speech was well structured. It had a clear introduction, clear body, and a clear conclusion. It was clear that you were about to conclude. The way you've organized it, it was well coordinated. And you have shown your delivering skills. The way you use your hands gestures, you know, with your smile, you just captured your audience, you engaged with us throughout your speech when you kept on asking some questions. Your appearance showed that you were well prepared and you knew what you were talking about. Well done on that. In terms of the clarity of your message, you excelled. You encouraged us to take action towards anything that we want to achieve in life. The evidence that you used about your running experience, it was relevant to the title and it captured our attention as well. In terms of your body movement, you excelled on that. Congratulations. Coming back to your Zoom presence, it didn't go well as you anticipated it to be, because at some point you had a cut at your forehead and also one of your hand got cut now and again. Again, your background conflicted with your appearance. As much as you made good movements, the background was conflicting with you. I recommend that you use a plain background that is not blurry so that you could appear very well, and try to adjust your Zoom presence prior delivering your speech. Just try to practice, look at your head as to how far does it go to the upper part of your Zoom. Your take-home message was very clear. You encouraged us that should there be anything that we want to achieve in life, we won't be able to achieve it until and unless we take action. Your conclusion was well crafted. It was capturing one's attention, and it was clear that you were about to end, and the message was strong towards your end. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nokawe, for that beautiful evaluation. Very well said. You pointed out the right points, that her highlight, the highlight of the speech was the strong message, that takeaway message that was beautifully told through the story. And the best part, which I loved, was the way she took her scarf and tied. The usage of that prop was really wonderfully done. And your suggestion that her Zoom presence could have been little better because of the blurred background, her movements were getting cut, the hand gestures were not that clear. So maybe the next presentation, next speech, you can try a better background, because that actually adds the impact on your speech, of your speech. So thank you, Nokawe, and thank you so much, Leya, for that great speech. Now moving on to the next evaluator, who will be evaluating Distinguished Toastmaster Rozy Rana. And to evaluate her speech, we have Toastmaster Deborah Walker, who feels anniversaries are a time to celebrate the achievements of the past and reaffirm the vision for the future. So with that, let us invite Toastmaster Deborah Walker to evaluate Distinguished Toastmaster Rozy's speech.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Rozy, my pleasure yet again to spend some time evaluating your presentation. As always, you were very well spoken. You spoke clearly. You were well prepared. Your enthusiasm came through loud and clear, and you have a smile that lights up the screen. You had an opening phrase near the beginning that was very good when you said, "Let me take you back." That's the type of phrase that invites the audience into the scene. And that's very good because you're taking the audience along on the journey with you. There's two things I'd like you to work on for the future. In the scene where you were talking about feeling burned out, you used a little bit of internal dialogue. I was listening for it. And I would encourage you to actually go deeper into that. How did you really feel at the time? Use more of that internal dialogue. Let the audience know what it is you were feeling, and then let the expressions on your face match that emotion. There's definitely an opportunity to expand on that and go deeper. A second thing for you to work on is the dialogue in this case with Brahm. Brahm was clearly the hero in your story who came alongside you and encouraged you on. Character placement on the stage is important. You could place him either to your right or your left, either side. If he was, for example, to your right, you could shift slightly to the right when you're talking to him and then shift slightly left when he's talking to you. You don't want to deliver the dialogue looking at the camera when you're talking to the audience. You want to place the character on one side of you, engage in dialogue with that person. And now, lastly, to challenge yourself. In the second half of your speech, you said that you were going to share 3 points with the audience. I would like to suggest to you that that is actually too late in the speech to present that much content. And a 7-minute speech really actually only needs 1 point. So I would encourage you in the future to think about what the premise is for your speech. If anyone here is not familiar with what the premise is, it's an every can statement that the speaker is aware of for their speech. So for example, if this had been a speech about goal setting, the premise is very simple. Every Toastmaster can reach their goal. I would encourage you to think about what the premise is and then go through your content. All the content that lines up with the premise, keep it. Any content that doesn't, you can discard it. That will then actually shorten up those 3 points so that you have one main point, and then it will allow you to go deeper into that story that we talked about earlier. I have put all of this into your evaluation form. I will send this to you right away, and best wishes for your future presentations. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Deborah, for that great evaluation. The suggestions to bring more emotions, body language, and editing the points so that you can narrow it down to the more specific ones, bang on. What a great suggestion. And the one thing which I would love to hear from you was the highlights that you felt in her speech. For example, she spoke about leadership speak today, which was exactly or the best thing to do today in this momentous occasion, because she actually took us through the whole journey we all are going, traveling towards in this club as members of Leadership Speak. So that was the highlight of the speech. And you actually gave a distinguished Toastmaster, Rozy actually gave many reasons why we should be part of the Leadership Speak. But one thing which we would have loved to hear was maybe what made you stay. You gave reasons that how you joined Toastmasters Club, but what made you stay in the club would have added some more value to the whole speech. That is something which I felt. Thank you so much. But towards the end, distinguished Toastmaster Brahm did ask you the right question. And I'm glad that it completed the whole thing, but it was not there as part of your speech. Yes, so with that, we are now done with all the speech evaluations. So now I request the timer, Marie, to share the timer's report. Marie, you can share in the chat box if it is not done. Thank you. And now moving on, we have our grammarian, Nicole White. Toastmaster Nicole, please welcome to the virtual stage to present your report.
Thank you, Madam Evaluator Aswathy. It was a pleasure listening to all speakers. We did excellent with our language usage today. But before I get into that, we have used the word of the day, momentous, a total of, drum roll, 11 times. So Brahm challenged us to hit the target 20. So we're off, but still well done. Brahm used it 4 times. Vinod incorporated twice in his speech. Yourself, Aswathy, you used it once. Guerdah twice. Jyothi once. Nakawe twice. Good job. Things I liked, whether it's quotes, thoughts, or words or sayings, during Morag's speech, he said the gifts that keep on giving. I thought that was exemplary. Vinod, your quote, everyone needs more than one, everyone needs mentors. Excellent. Leya, I applaud you for incorporating at least 3 quotes from famous or impactful leaders. I'm just going to mention 2. Aristotle, when you said his quote, we are what we repeatedly do. And I thought it was quite appropriate for the tense or context in which you were trying to bring, you were trying to bring out. And then a Chinese proverb where you said, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1,000 steps. That was quite fitting, especially thank you for spotlighting me, especially in terms of the title of your speech, the context and the message you brought forth. Specifically as it relates to, before I go on, Rozy, good use of vocabulary in both tenses when you use the word ignite and then you went on to use it ignited. And I liked your quote, President John F. Kennedy, every accomplishment starts with a decision to try. Guerdah, I like beautifully weaved and top-notched. For our grammar, we did exceptionally well. I listened keenly. The use of past and present tense, incorporation of vocabulary, and I would just say for Nakawe, during your evaluation, I noticed you used a noun tense that I think for suggestion, with the sentence you said, you have shown your deliverance skills. I would suggest or recommend, I think it would be better if you said you have shown your delivery skills. In this case, the noun would be more appropriate. Overall, in summary, superb efforts by all speakers with their language usage today. You are all top notch. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Nicole, for that detailed report. Now we have a special section here in our meeting, which is the critical thinking evaluation. And usually it is done by our trainer, the founder, the master coach, distinguished Toastmaster Brahm Memone. But today, we also have our co-founder, Toastmaster Brent Matheson. DTM Brahm and Brent Matheson, the virtual stage is all yours.
Thank you. I'll call Brent Matheson in a minute, actually. But before I do that, we had Baron Ochola drop out as the speaker because of an emergency in his family. His evaluator was going to be Sandra Walks. And I think she is in the audience. I'd like to call on Sandra for a minute to tell us why she is still in Leadership Speak and why she joined Leadership Speak. Sandra, if you can speak, please spotlight Sandra. Hey, Sandra.
How are you doing?
Over to you. Oh, awesome. And how are you doing?
Oh, I'm dandy. I'm just enjoying and
Sure.
putting in my little evaluations behind the scenes.
Tell us about why you joined, why you're still here, and what you're getting that little chocolate out of the 300 chocolates there.
Yeah.
Box.
I love the box of chocolates because I do like to travel all over the world, and I have physically traveled around much of the world. And when COVID arrived, and then I joined here, I think in November. So I was only been here about 2.5 years. Once I came here to Leadership Speak and I was able to meet people all over the world again, it felt like I could travel virtually. I love being able to add in my 2 bits of critical thinking that I'm always into, and being able to develop keynotes. That's been one of the things that's helped me outside the club, and just being at home with so many cultures, recognizing that when we screw up, people aren't going to be insulted. We're going to share about where that went. So culturally, it's a great place to learn and grow as well. For all of us, you know, whether I say something that's out of line for a culture and they come back and say, oh, that's an interesting way. That's the way you do it there. So I find lots of laughter and enjoyment being here and getting to know so many people from all around the world. So I'm blessed. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra, for being a member of Leadership Speak. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I call Brent Matheson, however, let me just quickly tell you a little bit about, and my technology is working, I believe. So let's see now, what do we have here? Yes, here we go. So ladies and gentlemen, when we say critical thinking in speaking, I'm only going to focus on the speaking part. We emphasize that any presentation must be about the audience, because this is the last stop before you actually go into the real world and speak to the real world. So you are practicing here what you'll be speaking about in the real world. That's why you are in Toastmasters, to hone in your speaking skills. So every presentation should be about the audience. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, how the presentation is structured is very, very important. Let me just switch off my video so you can see the full thing of what I'm going to show you on the slide here. Is we always begin with, when you want to structure a presentation, first there's the ideation phase, of course, when you dump the idea onto a piece of paper, on your computer, whatever it is. What this is the idea, but having said this is the idea, what is the call to action? What will the audience get out of this idea that I want to present? So call to action is very, very important. You begin with call to action. And out of that, then you say, okay, if this is the call to action, what's the title? What's the opening? And based on that, this is how I'm going to construct the presentation that'll drive towards that conclusion that I have in mind. And also, did the presentation inform, inspire, persuade, entertain, and in bracket you can see motivate. And this you will find all this explanation actually in level 1, writing a speech. And we take it in Leadership Speak. This is an advanced club, further out and a bit more about how you do that. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite my co-founder, Brent Matheson, without whom this club would not exist. If you can spotlight Brent Matheson for me. Now, Brent, you've written a book as well recently, and that's how you've been a bit scarce, praise. Tell us a bit about the book, and then, of course, the floor is yours. You're muted, Brent.
Hey, I'm out of practice, Brahm. What do you expect, man?
Yes.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here for celebrating the 3rd anniversary of this club that we were able to co-found 3 years ago, Brahm. I truly appreciate it. And thanks for the opportunity to say hello to everyone, including some of those founding members who have basically, like Dinesh and Ray and Tony, who were there at that first meeting along with you and I. And it's a true pleasure to have an opportunity to also see some familiar faces and even hear some great speeches by some club members that I was that were members while I was the initial president of this club. That said, a little bit about the book. The book is a book about the most important foundational skill of being an effective boss, of being a good leader, of being both a good leader and a good manager. I draw a little bit on the distinction of the difference between the two, but what I talk about is that primary foundational skill that comes first and foremost, our ability to communicate the decisions that we make as leaders, our ability to coach, our ability to help other people grow and improve. And what praise is it's a book where I outline a system to help you help others grow and improve, a system to provide coaching that's built on a foundation of making sure, to those points that you just made, Brahm, about the foundation of the construction of a good speech. Well, it's the same in the construction of the good presentation of good coaching, that it is about who is your audience and having that awareness of what's in it for them, and structuring the content of any coaching to be foundational around what is the point, what is the call to action, what are you trying to inform, influence, and inspire. And then fundamentally, though, the most important step in coaching is following up so that you can catch that person doing it right, reinforce what's in it for them, and truly inspire them to keep doing those good behaviors. And that's really what that book is just a system to deliver that in our one-on-one coaching that we provide in the workplace, but also that you can apply in any aspect in life.
You know, Brent, here's the thing. You crafted and you polished the vision statement for Leadership Speak, the club for self-directed leaders. And I think that when coaches are much more self-directed or completely self-directed, they become great coaches. What do you think?
I couldn't agree anymore. The more effective that we are at leading oneself and being able to even present to ourselves and look and do that self-evaluation, essentially self-coaching, it helps our ability to help others grow and improve. You are 100% right that your ability to lead oneself only strengthens and, of course, is the foundation to being able to lead and inspire others.
Excellent. And I think that to be self-directed is all about, how can I help somebody else? If I know and understand myself, and I can strategize my plan and grow myself, and there's a strategy, then I become more confident about coaching others and helping them strategize their plan and their coaching and be more direct and because the stumbling blocks and the obstacles. What's your opinion? That's my opinion as a coach, of course.
Yeah, I think that you've just nailed it, Brahm. I don't know if I have anything more to add or elaborate, but your ability to remain self-directed, your ability to inform, influence, and inspire your own behavior is what really allows you to keep doing it for others, to that self-directed inspiration is what allows you to have the capacity and the ability to inspire other people.
Brent, thank you so much for being the co-founder of this club.
Thank you very much, Brahm, and congratulations to the entire team. I wanted to just a quick special call out to two fundamental points that came up in today's presentation. I'm just going to take one quick minute. I loved Vinod's attribution and the relevancy from one of his mentors' call outs on you judge your success as a leader of a club not based on what it does this year, but where it will be 3 years from now. It was such a relevant and appropriate touch to create that inspiring message as to why someone would want to join the premier club for experienced Toastmasters to become better self-directed leaders. And I wanted to give special recognition to something that came out during one of the evaluations, and that was when Deborah Walker re-emphasized I usually call it the point. I emphasize that it's the point of the presentation, but that premise, that it's how you incorporate what's in it for them. It's a term that I like to use, WIFT, WIIFT, what's in it for them, into your call to action, that is the premise. That's the point, and incorporating that into all presentations. I think that you've captured it here with what you've already illustrated in what you said gets taught in level 1, but nevertheless is very difficult, and it's a true challenge. And I wanted to call out Deborah for really touching on that as a challenge to each and every one of us when we craft a presentation. How do we do that integration of our call to action with what's in it for them that becomes the premise of any presentation? So thank you again for allowing me to participate today.
And I'm eternally grateful that you accepted to be the co-founder. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Brahm. And congratulations once again.
Thank you. And congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. With that, I will now hand this back to our general evaluator, Aswathy Raj.
Thank you so much, DTM Brahm and Brent Matheson. So, dear friends, now we are here almost at the closure. One more great meeting with lots and lots of takeaways, lots of learning. Not only this meeting, every meeting at Leadership Speak is always well planned, well executed. And you heard from the evaluator, Guerdah, who said that the preparation started 3 weeks before, and Toastmaster of the Day connected with her and discussed about the whole meeting. So as part of this, a dedicated group was created on 1st of February, which was to coordinate with the role players. And thank you so much, Hannah, to spearhead that. And it's all about planning that helps in the execution, that reduces the flaws, that let all the role players, their roles, their responsibilities. And as a general evaluator, when I shared a link to collect the introductions, and I asked a simple question whether the evaluators have connected with their speakers already, and I was happy to see that all the evaluators, they already connected with their speakers and asked them if they have any specific area where they need evaluations. And that's how the work goes behind the screen before any meeting. So congratulations to each one of you, to the Toastmaster of the Day, to DTM Tony for that great start with the bang. And of course, the greeter. Today being a special meeting, Hannah made sure that every guest is welcomed and every member is congratulated with that special wish of for our anniversary. So thank you, Hannah, to give a warm welcome to all of us. And the icing on the cake was today's keynote, the gift. What a gift on our 3rd anniversary. Such a powerful and inspiring keynote by the past president. And let us unwrap this precious gift, as she mentioned, and transforms life. So let us take all the learnings and learn and grow together. So with that, I know the only thing which I feel is the time. We could have managed time little better. We are little ahead. I mean, the time is running fast. So I'll quickly hand it over to the Toastmaster of the Day, distinguished Toastmaster Brahm Memone. Over to you.
Thank you, Aswathy. Well, here we are. Almost to the end. Almost. Now, because this is a special occasion, and I know the GE is saying, you are off time, we'll take a little bit more time to celebrate a bit more. So I would like to call on our, let's put it this way, a charter member, Ray Rivero, and he's here, I believe. Yes, he's here. I can see him on my screen. So if you can spotlight Ray Rivero, Zoom Master, you have to be quick there. There we go. Ray, now what's your little bit of chocolate out of the 300 bucks? Or How many chocolates do you need from the box?
First of all, Madam Timer, give me a minute. Make sure that I'm spotlighted. Thank you. Second of all, momentum, 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 momentum. Okay, now we're at 16. With Leadership Speak, I joined to learn a lot more about how fellow Toastmasters approach leadership. I have learned a lot because we are doers. We don't say what we're going to do. We do what we want to do. And we learn from each other, from interaction. I'm glad I'm doing this at the very end of the meeting because during this meeting, through our speeches, through our actions, we have demonstrated what it means to be a leader, to take charge, seize the day. We build our connections with the gift of leadership. Morag just actually stole a lot of my thunder. We grow and develop by active roles, by our TMOD and our Toast, and that fills our projects from level 4 for managing an online meeting and level 3 for a Toast. Thank you, Madam Timer. I'm going to wrap it up. We don't just go for the minimum. We go beyond. So as guests and as members, if you wish to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield, from Tennyson's Ulysses, here we are. Come to Leadership Speak for the momentum, 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 momentum. That's 20. We got our quota. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster today.
Ray, thank you so much. That's amazing. Indeed, we go the extra mile all the time, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we also have a thought of the day, and our club treasurer, Mrinal Kanti Ghosh, is he there? Can you please spotlight Mrinal Kanti Ghosh, thought of the day? Mrinal, how are you?
I'm absolutely fine.
And where are you speaking from today?
So I'm in Kolkata in India.
Kolkata from India. Oh, by the way, Ray, who just spoke, is in Michigan, USA. So over to you, Mrinal, for the thought of the day.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Mr. Brahm. My thought as we celebrate our 3rd anniversary is what all of us will align with me. Leadership Speak was never meant to be just another club. It was designed to be the movement. In just 3 years, we have not only grown, but redefined what excellence looks like in Toastmaster. We have risen to the top of 15,000 clubs worldwide, built a truly global communities spanning 29 countries and 15 time zones, and curated world-class events featuring past international presidents, world championship, and leadership experts. Through initiatives like a 7-minute magic challenge and the Global Leadership Impact Summit, we have elevated the art of impactful speaking and empowerment leaders to challenge the status quo. But what truly set Leadership Speak apart is the culture of high performance leadership we cultivate. Here, we don't just practice public speaking. We develop thought leaders, visionaries, change makers who speak with confidence, challenge conventional thinking, and push the boundaries. As we step into our next chapter, we reaffirm our commitment to innovation, excellence, connect, and impact. Leadership Speak is not just about more than a club. It is a leadership incubator for world next visionaries. The best is yet to come for all of us. Let's continue to break records and set new standards of the future of Leadership Speak. Back to you.
Mrinal, thank you very much. Indeed, we do go, as we've said before, the extra mile, many extra miles in what we provide our members, and the steep learning curve they incur when they join Toastmasters, Leadership Speak, actually. Now, I will ask, because we are running out of time, I'll ask that the certificates be posted in the chat. The best speaker was Rozy Rana, please confirm. And the best evaluator was Deborah Walker. Congratulations, Rozy and Deborah, for an excellent duo of speaking and evaluating. That were very effective, and the audience has made their vote. So you can post that. I don't know who's doing the posting today. I know there was a few changes on the agenda at the last minute, so perhaps it may not get posted in the chat, but those are the winners today. Having said that, I would like to invite Leya Musunga back here as our Vice President of Membership. And I'm looking if on the screen here if I can find her, but Zoom Master. Leya, how are you?
I'm all right.
So we have had quite a few members, guests, quite a few guests actually signing the guest book, and we have a number of guests still here. So, Leya, over to you. And what do you think we should speak to today?
I've noticed there's one person. I think it's Tracy. I'm not able to pronounce the first name very well. I know the second name is Tracy. I don't know if they're still here. I'm just checking. Mamo. Okay, maybe they're not here anymore.
Well, if Tracy isn't here, I would like to speak to Maura. The reason being, I met Maura a couple of months ago at her club's anniversary. So, Maura, welcome. And I heard her table topics, and I was like, wow, how can somebody speak like that? She's an incredible speaker. Maura, welcome to the club, and over to you. And tell us how you found the meeting.
Well, hello. And I want to say to you and all yours, plenty of love. And I want to thank you for the beautiful words. How I found the meeting today, amazing. I can tell you why. It is an advanced club. I love the way, the professionalism that you manage from the beginning to the end. And you know what I love it? When it was a little gap, and you feel it beautifully. You make the meeting that every second count beautifully. And I say, oh my God, you're doing an excellent job. Yes, I really love the guest speaker and also the speakers and how was the structure, the agenda. You stick it so well and you did a job. And actually, how did you celebrate today? You counted every person who was taking part, actually even the people who are in the background, like the Zoom master. And I think that you were watching every detail. Amazing job. Agent Joe, yes, I love it. Yes. And I just want to thank you for having me today. And I just want to say that's the day to start the day. Thank you.
Maura, thank you so much. And that is the reason why I wanted to sort of have you here and say, this is how Maura speaks, and this is how I heard her at Table Topics. She's just an incredible motivator. Since, of course, we need to have her in Leadership Speak, right? So would you consider a membership in Leadership Speak, Maura?
Well, you inspire me today. I can say, like when I see you as a Toastmasters and you are beautifully smile, actually everybody smiling and welcoming, maybe, yeah, I think so. I love it. I really feel welcoming. I really enjoy every second. Yeah. And
now you are an area director, right, in District 56? Or?
Well, I just finished being area director. And
I see.
give my same email, because then people say, what are you doing? Yes.
So why don't you fill in the guest book for us? I don't think you have filled in the guest book. And then let's just be in contact and then decide from there on. So Leya will post the link again. Or since Leya is here on screen, maybe Hannah can help. Leya, over to you. And who else would you like to talk to, Leya? Let's invite somebody else.
I'd seen Susanna had also filled in the guest book.
Susanna Rondo. She's from Sudbury, Canada. And I think she is not here anymore. I can't see her.
I can see she's still there.
Yes, I'm still here.
Oh, there you are.
Yes, I enjoy visiting the club. I'm a little busy right now with my own area, but I always say eventually, but eventually is getting closer. I can't procrastinate. I always find your meetings very, very interesting.
And Leya, Suzanne has been visiting us for the past 2 or 3 years now. So isn't it time?
Yes, it's time to get into action.
Yes,
No more
definitely.
procrastination.
I've got to eat more chocolates.
Wonderful. So we'll be in touch. All right. Let's see who else is around. We have quite a number of guests here, so let's see. Let's see. N. Whitehall is one of them. And what do you think, Leya? There's Patrick.
Oh, okay. I didn't see them in the book, but yes, we can chat to one of them. Hello, Patrick. Greetings. Okay, maybe he's shy.
Probably away from the desk or the computer. N. Whitehall, if you are around, put on your video or put on your sound so we know you are around so we can speak to you. There we go. There's N. Whitehall. Over to you, Leya.
Hello, and you just need to unmute yourself.
Hello and good afternoon.
Oh, yes. Greetings. Good afternoon also from me.
This is not my first visit to your club. I visited your club in 2023, but I have since changed jobs and I'm studying again. So my time is really very limited. But I'm really happy that my friend Yvonne Codrington, who's also from Barbados, sent me the link for your meeting this morning. I did not realize it was your 3rd anniversary, and congratulations on that achievement. It's truly a momentous occasion. I enjoyed
Thank you so
everything.
much.
I enjoyed everything that happened, and I enjoyed doing speech evaluations. I'm a Toastmaster myself, and I was really, really happy with what I heard from the speech evaluators in particular this morning. And it should not take away from the persons who gave their speeches. They did a tremendous job as well. And thank you for having me again.
Yeah, you're free to come and visit us anytime.
Okay,
And
thank
join
you.
eventually. All right.
Okay, bye.
All right. I think, Leya, do you see any more guests or shall we call it a day?
From the lists that I saw in the guest book, I don't seem to see any of those in the participants list.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we are done as well. I don't see, it's only mostly our members. So wonderful. All right. Thank you, Leya. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of this wonderful, momentous meeting. 3 years of leadership excellence. Excellence is really part of our core value in Toastmasters. So every club should be able to have that level of standard and excellence. It's a service, being a servant leader, and provide it to the members. On February the 24th, to celebrate our 3-year anniversary, I will be presenting, not at the club time, Saturdays, but on a Monday, February the 24th, a presentation, a workshop for all clubs, which is titled, let me try to remember because my brain is a little bit foggy today because of the cold. Any club can thrive. That is the title. Any club can thrive, because we have a track record, and I have a track record of clubs that I've joined, that I've risen to the top, and so on. And you can see that in Leadership Speak. So on February the 24th, there's a separate registration for that. So if you want to be in that particular presentation, Any Club Can Thrive, put it in our guest book, and I will be in touch with you personally and send you that other invitation for that particular presentation. I believe that any club can thrive. if they follow the right steps. And so that's the training and coaching we will provide for the Global Toastmasters community to celebrate our 3rd year of Toastmasters of Leadership Speak. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, 3 years of excellence, ladies and gentlemen, Zoom Master, I will now begin to end this meeting. But before I do, thank you all to our guests who've signed in. They are our very, very important people. We've talked to all of our guests. I hope we had a good fireside chat. Maura, thank you for being here. We're looking forward to your membership. A little bit of pressure right there for you. And then with that, ladies and gentlemen, when this video ends, Toastmaster, as soon as this video ends, I'm going to play a small video. You can then switch off the recording and the meeting will be ended. So here we go. Thank you.